Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for coming back. We haven't done one of these in a hot minute and I'm very excited to jump back into these. We are talking about really bad mental health advice on the internet. We have many of these videos, maybe not many, but several of these videos on the channel. So I'll put them, I think it's up here. Is it up here? I'm pretty sure it's up here. I'll put them in the card so you guys can watch the original ones, but we have some new stuff today. So yeah, we'll just talk about that and we'll get into it. Okay, this one's real bad. This says, in the blink of an eye, it could all be taken away. Be grateful always. This is like a fun mix of toxic positivity and like fear-based mental health advice, which I don't really understand because for anybody who has anxiety, you're probably well aware that there is this fear that exists and sort of permeates your daily life about fear of something going wrong, fear of things being taken away. Like you're sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. And this is like exactly that, except that somebody's advocating for people to live their life this way on purpose, which is odd to me. I don't think this needs to be said. Maybe don't take this advice. Gratitude can be a really useful tool, and people do sometimes experience like a positive impact on your mood when we practice gratitude, but gratitude is kind of a tricky thing because this gets morphed into toxic positivity really quickly, where we do like the at least thing. Somebody tells you like, I had an awful day, and they're like, well, at least you have a job, or at least you are done with your day now. And it's like, okay, but that's not validating or helpful at all. And so we don't want gratitude or positivity to be a thing where we're shoving our emotions down deep and not feeling things. That's not the point of gratitude at all. And that's kind of like what this is. Like, you're not allowed to be frustrated, be scared or fearful or upset about your day-to-day life because it could just be snatched away from you, which like is objectively true. That could happen. But like, why would you want to keep your eye on that all the time? Like, I don't know. That just doesn't, this is not good advice. Okay, number 2. Oh, this one's one of my favorites. Okay, so this is a little picture. I'll put it up here, over here somewhere. And it says, this is your nervous system. And it's a picture of your nervous system. And then this is a tree's roots. Remember to breathe, stay grounded, and receive light. I don't know what the significance is of these two pictures looking similarly. I think that they're trying to insinuate that your nervous system is like a tree's roots in that it will keep you grounded or whatever. But like, I could find a picture of spaghetti that looks similar to your nervous system. That doesn't mean you're made of pasta or that we should all like put ourselves in boiling water. Like, this is weird to me. And this is a thing that is very common in the like holistic psychologist, wellness community, live, laugh, love therapist type of community, where it's like, just like breathe deeply and ground your chakras and like, well, you'll cure your depression. And like, no, that's not how this works. So again, this is one of those ones that I just like don't understand what it is that they're trying to say. I suppose this one at least isn't like actively harmful, but it is still dumb. Whew, I'm going to say this about every single one of these. This one's my favorite. This says, the universe, capital U, isolates you so you can find your soul's purpose. It may seem like you've lost friends and relationships, but finding your path, passion, and purpose in life is worth more. For where your soul is, there you will find your treasure. I hate when people say stuff like this about, well, you're in the middle of a struggle for a good reason and you've been put here to find your purpose, and really you should be thankful for the negative things that are happening in your life. And like, first of all, no, that's toxic. We should never be telling people to just be grateful for the bullshit that's happening in their life, or for being depressed, or for being oppressed, or having like a lack of privilege, or like mental illness or disability. Like, no. Please don't say that to people. That's fucking offensive. But also this idea that challenge and struggle exists so that you can overcome and like find this greater purpose in life. Like, no, it doesn't. Sometimes the negative things that happen in our life are just that. They're just negative things that happen in our life. They don't necessarily have a higher purpose. They're not part of some larger plan. Sometimes bad things just happen because the world is filled with chaos. And I don't want to yuck anybody's yum in terms of religion or belief in the universe and like finding meaning and peace in that. Like, if that works for you, then like go off and have fun. That's great. But first of all, to be pushing this onto other people as if we're supposed to all subscribe to the same belief system is stupid. But also, this can set somebody up for a spiral, because when we tell people, well, don't worry, you're in the middle of something awful because something great is coming right around the corner. Like, you don't know that. we can't know that for sure. And when we tell people this and we set them up with this expectation that like, you only have to live through this negative thing and then good things are coming, that can be helpful in the moment, but then what happens when we round that corner and nothing good happens or something even worse happens? We're setting people up for this expectation that like, don't worry, everything's gonna get better, and like, maybe it won't. And so that's not the thing that we want to be encouraging people to latch onto when they're in that like really deep, dark place. We want to be encouraging people to like exercise self-compassion, to utilize their community, to lean on their inner resilience, to practice coping skills and self-care strategies, and like all of these things that we know are helpful, and like to ground themselves, and like whatever, go to therapy. But we don't want to be telling people, don't worry, you can survive this because good things are coming, because like they might not be. So please don't say any iteration of this to anybody. If you have friends, family members, loved ones that are struggling with mental illness or like really difficulties at all, like just don't. Lean into like empathy and kindness and compassion, but like don't try to get people to read into some deeper meaning. Okay, I hate this one. This makes my... No, this one's not my favorite. This one makes my blood boil. This says, be the moon and inspire people when you're far from full. I hate this for many reasons. Let's start from the top. First of all, this whole like, be the moon, astrology, whatever. Like I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I love this shit. As I'm filming this video, I'm looking at a wall filled with my crystals and like fun woo-woo things. Like I don't have anything against people who want to play with astrology and like all of that stuff. But I hate when people try to tie them into mental health, because again, this is one of those things like we don't have research to back up whether this is helpful or not. So like this shouldn't be the thing that we're teaching people to latch onto when they feel like they're just about to fall off a cliff. Also, the thing about this is that, I mean, I was going to say this is insinuating, but it like pretty much just directly says, even if you are not okay, you're like less than full, that you should be seeking to inspire other people. Be useful to other people when you're having a hard time. No! Fucking no! That's wrong. That's toxic. That's hurtful. Your job when you are struggling, when you're moving through something, is to take care of you. That's it. Like really, all of our jobs is to be taking care of ourselves first, prioritizing the things that we want and need so that we can be okay, so that when we have time, space, and the resources to do so, we can give love, energy, time, compassion, and life to other people. But by no means ever should we be telling people, oh, well, if you're having a hard time, what you should be doing is just focusing outward. Like, but why though? Like if your cup is almost empty, what you should do is just shake out those last drops onto other people. Like absolutely fucking not. Top to bottom, I hate this. It does have a cute moon graphic though, I will give it that. Okay. Oh, this is a fun one. I love when people share things on social media where it's like this big bold text and it has like a little watermark on it to look like this is science information, except that it's like definitely not. So this says in big bold letters, anxiety tip. Dehydration can increase your cortisol levels, I think they meant cortisol, and then in parentheses, stress hormones, while also producing bodily sensations that feel like an anxiety attack. So when you feel anxiety jitters creeping in, drink a full cup of water and watch the symptoms subside. Fucking yikes. The thing that I don't understand about these is that like I do make graphics like these to put on Instagram, and the amount of time and effort that you have to put into one of these is like actually fairly substantial. So it blows my mind when people make these and they don't even bother to fact check the things that they're putting in them. Like it's cortisol, not cortisone. That's not a thing. Will you Google that and just fact check me real quick.
In progress.
Okay, so cortisone is something else that I don't know anything about. That's medical mumbo jumbo. Cortisol is your fight or flight hormone. That's the thing that's released from your adrenal gland when you're like in that life or death situation. It's like the fight or flight thing. So I'm not sure which one they were referring to. Either way, it's wrong. But again, blows my mind when people go out of their way to make this graphic, put their little watermark on it and like, bitch, you're wrong, whatever. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff that's wrong with this. Dehydration can increase your cortisol levels. I don't know if that's true. I am not a medical doctor and I don't know anything about how the body works. I know a fair bit about the brain and how that functions. I don't know anything about how dehydration affects your mental health. I do know, however, that there is no such thing as an anxiety attack. There are panic attacks, there's panic disorder in which you struggle with chronic panic attacks, Anxiety attacks are not a thing. And this is one of those things that I know a lot of people who are consumers of therapy, people who experience anxiety, people who experience panic attacks, sometimes call them anxiety attacks. And so this is not me dunking on you if you do that. But again, if you're going to represent yourself as a professional on the internet, you don't get to use like fake made up lingo. That bothers me. When you feel anxiety jitters creeping in, drink a full cup of water and watch the symptoms subside. I hate this. This, first of all, reminds me of the diet culture bullshit where people would tell you if you're hungry to drink a glass of water first, and then if you're not hungry after that, you were just bored and not hungry, which is just fucking toxic and gross. But also, like, if you have experienced a panic attack or even like pronounced anxiety before, you know that sitting down and drinking a glass of water is the last thing on your mind. That's not something that feels even doable for a lot of people, especially because with panic attacks, we tend to experience the shortness of breath, really shallow breathing, difficulty like actually getting oxygen into your body. And so plugging up your mouth hole with a glass of water is probably not the thing that you should be doing. Not that you shouldn't be drinking water, but chugging a glass of water just really doesn't seem, first of all, feasible, but second of all, like really that good of an idea. So I don't understand the point of this. This doesn't make any fucking sense. I fucking hate when people share this stuff. Like, this is all over Pinterest and Facebook. And like, I understand people share this stuff because they want to try and help people, but like, just don't. If you're not a therapist, if you're not a mental health professional, don't share fucking medical advice or like professional advice about mental illness. Maybe lean into like compassion and empathy and supporting the people who are actually in your fucking life that have mental illness. Okay, so that was 5. I think 5 is a good place to finish off. Like I said, we did a couple of videos like this before. If you guys like these, I'm happy to keep making them. I think they're fun. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do the little thumbs up thing because that helps the channel a lot, but that also helps me gauge whether you guys liked something or not. There are a lot of new faces. There's a lot more of you than there used to be the last time I made one of these videos. So let me know if you guys like this and if you want to see more of them. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have. If you like the video and do the little thumbs up thing, subscribe to the channel, and then share the video to help the channel grow and to help each other grow. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Okay, bye.